Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Megatron figure, and this is by Threezero, and it is their DLX line. And here's the figure itself. And as far as accessory, it doesn't come with much. He does come with the rectangular base, which all the DLX figure comes with. And then other than that, he comes with the giant claw arm, and then two separate hands, these little finger claw hands. And none of these are articulated, they're all sculpted out of rubbery plastic. I guess I understand why they did that, because you don't want them to break on you. And then here are the other two. So he comes with a total of 4 hands, I guess 4 claws. And yeah, they're interchangeable, so you can swap them out however you want. And then he does, again, come with 1 claw arm. And there's no articulation on this one as well. And yeah, so let's take a look at the figure itself a little bit more. This is based on the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. Looks quite good. When I first got this figure out of box, one thing I noticed is how coppery goldish color, or more like champagne color. If you're looking at it in person, it's got more of a champagne color than silver. To me, I thought Megatron was more bluish silver in the film than more coppery champagne color. But it does come riddled with rust paint all over, so that's nice. And the detailing on this figure is actually quite good. And if you're on the fence about it, if you like Megatron, I highly recommend you get this guy, because he actually looks fantastic. Granted, he doesn't transform like all the DLX line. All their transformers don't transform. It's more figure than transforming robots. And body proportion, I think, looks fantastic, looks great, just like how Megatron looked in the film. And jet booster back here, really nice. And articulation wise, it's quite astonishing. Actually, there's one thing that I don't get how they did it, the knee joints, which I will show in a second. Okay, so one thing I really want to show you guys is this articulation point, which is the knee, and the way it interacts, it's quite clever. Look at when it bends the knee, it rotates, but it doesn't rotate at an angle. It's weird. Look at the way it rotates, how it bends down and up. It's at a different speed than the actual joint itself. So does it? Actually, I think it rolls exactly the same speed as the knee joint. So yeah, so it's quite cool, the way that this thing rotates on the knee joint, and of course it's on the other side as well. So really cool. I really like this design. Granted, it's at an angle too. It's the way they did it, I don't know how they did it, but it looks fantastic. Now, as far as the rest of the articulation points, first we have the head, which is on a ball joint, and you could hear squeakly. And if you want to put battery at its house up here, you have to take off this panel right here, and then over on his head, I don't have battery, sorry, so I won't be able to show you guys the light up feature. But here's where their batteries are housed. There's a screw back here, you just need to undo it, and then put 2 batteries in, and then here in the front you can see there's a button right there, and which correspond with the headgear right here. Once you have this pushed back in, when you have the lights in there, this centerpiece is actually a button, so you just press it back to give the light, to give his eyes a light up. It is the on-off switch for the eyes. But yeah, so that's that. And then shoulder pads are on hinges, on 2 hinges, one attaching to the shoulder itself, one on the shoulder pad. And then when you raise the arms, you can see this portion moves as well. Let me just switch it to manual focus so it's not switching back and forth so much. So here, over on the shoulder, there's a joint right up here. And then if you want to swing it up, you can go further up. So it could go about 90 degrees all the way up, like so. And then same on this arm, of course. So if you raise it, same thing, the shoulder pad will move out of the way. And you can swing the arms up about 90 degrees. So as for the chest section, nothing really folds in or anything like that, but it does, you kind of saw it, it does pivot left and right. So most likely that is a, no, I think it's a two-way hinge joint. So one goes left and right, and then one that goes forward and back. So let me pull the arms down a little bit to show you the torso articulation. So, yikes, don't want to mess with the head too much. So there's the torso section, and then hinge all the way down. So quite a lot of range motion. Actually, there's another one around the waist section. So we could do quite a huge crunch. You can see that. See it? You could kind of get an idea of the crunch that you could do. And then arching back, I don't think there's much. Yeah, no, there's no arching back, but here's the crunch. And then from the back, you can see it's filled in nicely. So if I were to push it back, like so, then there you go, exposing two section, 1, 2 here. So crunch, really, really good for Megatron here. And then as for the arms, I don't think I mentioned the arms yet. There is a bicep swivel up here, and then it is on double joint. One is over here and the one is down here. So if you want to fold his arm, can fold in quite a bit. And then the wrists are on ball joint attached to these hands. And let's see, as far as the hips is concerned, let's see, there's a good range. This piece does get in the way. It is on ball joint, I believe. Yep. Then you can move them out of the way to get these legs up high. It could go up to about 90 degrees. And then the knee bend, it's a little weaker because of how it's designed. The bicep section, what is that? The back there is called the hamstring section. And yeah, so knee bend not so much. Ankle can give you a little bit more. So roughly it can only give you about 90 degrees down. So you already saw the ankle, it does pivot left and right a little bit. So this is actually a ball joint here. And of course, the legs can swing outward. And then there is a thigh swivel up here. So if you're looking for a really cool Megatron pose, he is definitely able to achieve that. Here I got him kind of crouched down and his head can look up quite a bit. So if you look at him from this side, somewhat from the side, then you can see his head is looking straight, while his torso is kind of bent to an angle, to quite a huge crunch right here. And you can still see he is looking straight at you. So articulation wise, this is quite good, and good range of motion, really good range of motion for a robot figure. So you could totally recreate those prototype shots of Megatron from those concept art. And here to switch out the arm, it is quite easy. There is a spot where you could just pull the forearm section down right here. You can see this slides out, and there's a peg here, and then there's a hole in here. Just need to peg this arm in to give you that claw look. Okay, just gotta be careful. There you go. For the time being, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And one thing to watch out for, and if you can see the claw, you can see there's a lot of sharp edges here, so be careful with these. You might end up breaking them if you aren't careful, and it is hard plastic, so you gotta be really careful with it. And there he is with the claw arm. I think I prefer him with the claw arm as well. It does look more menacing this way than it is with the skinny arm. This one. But you could still kind of get an idea, and then you could kind of see the colors on this. It's, yeah, like I said, it's more champagne color than silver. I think in the film, I think it was more silvery blue than champagne color. So if you're on the fence about this one, I say get it, because for the price, this thing is well, this thing is $240. For that price, I think it's totally worth it. It's got a huge weight to it, and good size, and light up feature, and accessories wise, it looks fantastic. And even detailing, let me show you a closer look in a second. But detailing on this figure is that's really good too. But as far as accessories concerned, I guess it's okay, because all you need is the claw arm. That's about it, and they gave you the regular arm as well. So with 4 hands, I think is enough. What you want to do with this Megatron, I think it's enough accessories for this guy. And again, this figure is going to look fantastic on display, and he's very sturdy. You won't have to worry about him toppling over or anything like that. But in the meantime, let me show you a detailed look at him before I end this video. So there's Megatron's face. I think it turned out great. And there's some markings on the shoulder pad. And you can see the rust all over the figure. Let's take a look at that arm first. And mine came in through Threezero website, and I didn't see any issue with this figure at all, so that is good. And let's take a look at that chest area. Really pretty. Let me rotate him over a little bit just so you get some light on him. And they layered this figure really well. It does look like there's a lot of depth on this for this body here. And again, I really do like the articulation for the knee, the way they engineered that. Treads for feet, and then these are rubberized feet, rubberized tread, but they are not movable. Here's the little claw hand made out of rubbery plastic. And then over on this shoulder also have some characters on it. And here's the back side of him. Some more markings. Great looking piece. Again, totally worth getting. If you're a fan of Megatron, I think this is a must-have for you. And even if you're not a Bayformer person, I think you could still admire the engineering and the attention to detail for this figure. There's a lot of detail on this figure. And for the price, I think it's totally justifiable. Let's get a look at that head, back of his head. Alright, so there you have it. There's Threezero DLX Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, and again, highly recommend this because I think 3.0 is already sold out, but there are other retailers I think still has this on pre-order. Should be coming in very soon, so there you go, and thanks for watching.